right. Well, talk to us a little bit because, obviously you're doing you're selling a lot at a high level. Last month, if I'm not mistaken, was your first full-time month, and you did just over 25 grand in your first full-time month, which is great. This month, you're going to be over 20K again, right? So talk to us a little bit about what your activity looks like, because I think it's important for people to know if they're not at 20K, what type of activity it takes to reach 20K.
Okay. Well, of course, I make the phone calls. It's connected. If no one answers, if no one responds to my text, if they have those robo spam killer calls where your call can't go through, those are the houses that I go to. I door knock.
Okay. Well, that's the perfect segue because you've been crushing it on door knocks.
And especially,
we see those in the Slack.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'll tell you this, the ones that hang up on me, the ones that are kind of, not nice, those are the first homes I go to.
Okay. So top producer tip, if you guys didn't hear that, write that down. The ones that hang up on you, those are the ones you need to door knock. Glenda, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not as mean in person as they are over the phone.
No.
All right?
No. Once they see me, they open the door.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't think I would have that same effect. Like if they saw me, they might be slamming the door. You got that benefit for sure.
Oh, thank you.
But help us out here, right? Help us out. Talk to us about what you say at the door when you get there. Because I don't think everyone, I don't think everyone's really good at door knocking, and they could probably use some tips. So tell us what you say when you knock on the door.
Well, basically, when I knock on the door, they answer, and I automatically assume, hey, when the mail comes through the door, I say, hey, John, this is Glenda. I'm the local field underwriter assigned to your case. You have submitted and filed on expense state regular program online, and I'm here to get you covered. They say, well, I don't remember. Well, I open up my iPad. Okay, here's your name. Here's your phone number. Here's your address. Here's your email. This only takes 5 minutes or so, John, to show you what I have to offer you. Now, if it takes longer than 5 or 10 minutes, the only reason why I'm here longer than that is because you asked me to stay.
And then that's it?
Yep.
Do you just like push them out the way and walk in, or?
Yeah.
That's great.
I sure do.
All right. So, I mean, obviously you're following up on their request, right? They don't remember it. You whip out the lead and you walk them through what they did, and then you tell them you need 5 minutes and you go in.
Yeah. And once I go in, I'm a people person. So basically, I start chit chatting with them. I'll notice something in their home, like a picture that stands out or something, that I like in their home. Oh, what a beautiful picture. And then we start talking about that. I always go to the table because you take control of the home that way. As we sit down, I ask them for their, ID. And we're still chit chatting back and forth. And I said, hey, John, who would you like to put down as your beneficiary? I asked that first because it puts it in their mind, oh my God, I'm not going to be here forever. Something's going to happen. Now, while they're thinking about that, that's when I start asking the health questions. Have you had a heart attack, cancer, stroke, any major illness? What medicines are you on? I start writing all that stuff down for them on a piece of paper. And I said, basically, let's see which we can get you qualified for. And then that's another phone call to Michael. But I do write the beneficiary name down, and I will tell you this. I write on a piece of paper their address, their phone number, their email address. Basically, because when you get to the end of it, and if you wait to the end of the presentation, you say, oh, well, do you have any referrals? A lot of people say, no, I can't think about it right now. Well, you know what? I got 2 or 3 beneficiaries that I already wrote down. Those are my referrals. As soon as I leave that home, I call them ASAP because time is of the essence. And when I call them, I say, hey, you know what? John put you as a beneficiary. I need to meet with you to go over this policy so that you can understand it. And once I get in that home, I'm gonna sell them something as well.
Wow, that is money. Guys, if you didn't write that down or pick that up, that is key. I mean, I can implement that into my business immediately. I mean, that's really good. So you call the
Yeah.
beneficiaries, say, hey, I need to meet with you to explain this policy. And then once you're in the door, you work on helping them.
Yes. And then when
Wow.
I leave and exit out of that door, I will say, you know what, it was a pleasure, you know, helping you, protecting your families. If you ever need me for any type of reason, here's my card, here's my information. When I do leave my business card, but I also write my name and number on the brochure because people lose business cards. Okay. But when I do leave the home, it's called a T system. I go to the next home that's on the right and the left and across the street, and I'll knock on those doors, and somebody will answer the door. Well, hey, my name is Glenda. How are you doing? Well, John over here, I had met with him about state final expense insurance, and I think this may be beneficial to you as well. And that's how I go from there.
Wow. That's awesome.
And
Relentless.
and
I
then
love it.
and then you know some I know there's a lot of objections. You know even though if you don't write business, you're still productive. Okay. There's a lot of objections saying, you know, I can't afford it. And I said, okay, John, well, I'm glad that you brought that up. It's not your money that qualifies you for this program, it's your good health. Many others would pay much more if they could qualify for this type of insurance. Today, you have a choice. We don't know for how long. Isn't that true? You always want them to say yes. And then they say, oh, well, I still can't afford it. Okay, John, well, how much is too much?
And then you get down to the number, right? And then
Yes,
you're going to find
yes.
it a few options within that number, within that price range.
I have three options. Which one best for you? And I always have it on a piece of paper, the numbers, and I always leave my pen at the middle column. They can choose whatever they want, but their eyes directed at the pen at the middle column.
That's really good. That's really good, Glenda. Well, no doubt about it why you're writing at such a high level. I mean, I think there's a few things. Number one, you're being very strategic, and you're finding other ways and other avenues to go out there and help more families, right? You're not just focused on just the lead, right? You're focused on
Yeah.
getting referrals, right? Calling the beneficiaries. You're knocking doors next to the client you just helped or didn't help, right? Like that's the activity, guys. Like, you know, we had Paul McLean in our office today talking about training and talking about activity being, you know, putting massive action into play, which is going to help you produce at a high level. And, you know, that's what it looks like, guys. Like you have an appointment, it works out, it doesn't work out, and you're done for the day. Don't just go home, right? Like find other ways to stay productive, right? Knock on a few doors like Glenda's talking about. Talk to the neighbors, call the beneficiaries, right? When you're in the field, be in the field, work your tail off, right? And so, so that is awesome, Glenda. Any last things you want to leave the team with before we switch over to Nate?
Well, you know, like you mentioned the holidays, and I will say this, you know, Thanksgiving's coming up, but Christmas, you know, a lot of people spend money on Christmas toys for their children. Okay. That toy will last a week, maybe 2 weeks at the most. When I'm in front of a client, you know what? Instead of, yeah, get them a toy or two, but purchase them a life insurance policy. Put them as a beneficiary. Leave them something that they know that you thought about them from years to come. Where, you know, they could use this money for college, down payment on a house, buy a car, something that they know you love them that much. They cared about you, that you thought of them and left them this. And that's a gift that's everlasting. More so than a toy.
Yep. Yep. Couldn't agree more. And, you know, it's funny. One of the things I said last year when it's holiday season is nothing says I love you more than an insurance policy. and that line works a lot.
Yes.
So you can do that, use that one as well. But that is awesome,
Hmm.
Glenda, I mean, that activity, you keep up that activity. There's no reason why you can't hit Hall of Fame next year, 2021. I don't know if that's a goal of yours, but if it isn't, it should be.
Yes. I mean, I had some struggles along the way. I mean, I started in August. I believe I was out probably about 2 weeks, due to my daughter being in the hospital from complications from COVID. But after that, I started back.
Yeah.
There's no quitting
Awesome.
here. The only
No quitting.
thing is moving forward.
I love it. I love the mindset. I love the attitude. I love the activity. Well, Glenda, it's a pleasure to have you on. It was nice to put a face to a name and actually connect with you. And obviously, if you ever need anything, Mike's in your corner, but we're all in your corner. So if you ever need anything, reach out to me as well. Okay.
And if anyone needs help as far as objections, they can message me or call me.
Awesome. Awesome.
We're all a team here.
That's right. Well, all right. Well, thanks for jumping on. It was a pleasure to have you on, and crush it out there, and we'll talk soon.